Hiawatha Lake, frozen solid.
This is what Syracuse is all about.
Giving neighbors the chance to lace up their skates, strap on their helmets, and hit the ice to play some pond hockey.
It's just a great reminder of what we have.
The Syracuse Pond Hockey Classic got its start in January 2020 thanks to Tim O'Donnell.
I learned and just kind of from talking to some neighbors, older neighbors, that this was in its day a very busy winter place with skating and all sorts of things.
Aiming to take Hiawatha Lake back to those glory days, reminding many in Strathmore of their childhood, including Mayor Ben Walsh.
We're a hardy bunch here in Syracuse, and you got snow, you got ice, you got a good time.
A good time for those on the ice and those keeping warm on the sideline.
We were saying it's such a perfect day out here. It's a little chilly, but
It's gorgeous.
On top of free public skating, 16 teams took to the ice to compete.
It's just really nice to get out here and kind of have this community together.
These players for Ask My Brother taking their game to a personal level. The guy you see here turning down the chance to play with them, always giving them the same response that's now become their team name.
Now we're wearing it for them because we're going to take the championship from them.
It's part of the fun that's returning after COVID-19 canceled the Classic in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. This is perfect conditions. It's upstate New York. I know it's cold, but this is what we live up here for, is just enjoying winter weather and activities.
Pete, thank you. Hundreds of millions of dollars collected by the state, and you are paying for
The
it.
money taken from county taxes goes into a fund called the Distressed Provider Assistance Account. There's new calls for it to end as Governor Hochul prepares to make it permanent. Our Tony Black is live in Syracuse with this You Paid For It report. Tony.
Yeah, Matt and Megan, Upstate Hospital is one of many across central New York that tell me they have not received funding from this program, even though it was started almost 2 years ago. It collects $50 million from counties outside of New York City each year to be spent on hospitals. But tonight, Onondaga County's top politician and many more across central New York telling me that while they support the mission of this fund, they think where the money comes from needs to change.
We support the support for the healthcare system. What we don't support is New York State going into Onondaga County taxpayers' pockets by taking our sales tax.
Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon is one of many central New York leaders calling for the state's Distressed Provider Assistance account to change. The account collects sales taxes from each county to distribute to hospitals in need. Leaders in Tompkins, Madison, Cortland, and Oswego counties all tell me they don't support this way of funding the program either. It collected about $3 million in sales taxes from Onondaga County in 2021, more than $500,000 in Tompkins and Oswego counties, $180,000 in Cortland County, and about $270,000 in Madison County. No hospitals in our region have told me they've received money from the program.
The state is flush with cash. They can support this program, and they do have the ability to support it out of their own sales tax.
Losing sales tax meant for the county could have an impact on things like county-funded programs. The Oswego County chairman says it could mean increased property taxes to make up for the lost revenue, money sent to the hospital fund instead of county budgets. The issue leaders have is a state program using county sales tax dollars. The Department of Health says they are helping hospitals and provide tremendous support to healthcare systems, and this fund is part of that. But if a hospital needs it, McMahon says it should be up to the county to help.
Local dollars, and then local representatives making local decisions.
The health department says the money collected during the 2020-2021 fiscal year was used to support the state's Medicaid budget deficit and prevent cuts to the program. That has now stabilized, so the money will be used to increase hospital funding. The money collected is transferred to the state's general fund and issued from there for financial accounting purposes. Even if hospitals are getting the money, local leaders still say stop taking county sales tax.
You mandate it, you pay for it.
The Department of Health tells me $25 million raised so far during this fiscal year has gone to hospitals across upstate New York, and there's 65 of them eligible. It includes Oswego, St. Joe's, Guthrie, Cortland, Auburn Community, and Cayuga Medical Center. The DOH says that the hospitals aren't notified that the money is coming specifically from this program. Instead, they're given the funds and say you can use this to help offset expenses endured during the pandemic.
Joining us this morning is Lieutenant Matthew Malinowski. Good morning, Lieutenant.
Morning, Melanie. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Once again, Syracuse Police was put in the hot seat last Sunday morning as there was a shooting at the Skyline Apartments, and a lot of people were very upset because there was a lot of blood that was not cleaned up. And once again, Syracuse Police was blamed. So we want to talk about the preservation and cleanup process when it comes to crime scenes this morning.
Yeah, great question. And this is something that could potentially personally affect you. So if you ever happen to be the victim of a crime, or a business that you have ends up getting broken into or something like that, one of the first things, especially from police, that we could ask is going to be crime scene preservation. So you don't want to start cleaning up a crime scene too early, cleaning up glass or anything, because there's going to be valuable evidence that exists there. Now, whether that's someone's fingerprints, hair, or blood, those are things that we're going to need to recover, and we can't have people cleaning up crime scenes before. So that's one of the biggest ways that you can help us. Understand it's a traumatic incident. You may be super upset, feel totally violated, which we understand, but you have to do your best to try to at least protect that crime scene till we get there. When we do get to a scene, we're going to spend several hours processing that scene, typically collecting the evidence. And then at the end, it is going to be up to the property owner to work on the cleanup of that. Never would a detective, if you had a horrific accident or incident happen at your house, they're not just going to leave and not say anything to you. They might tell you that there's companies that exist that will clean up these type of crime scenes. But something as a police department, we're not trained to, clean houses. We don't have the proper chemicals. That's something that ultimately will be left up to the property owner.
Thank you for explaining that to us this morning. And you have been speaking about staffing shortages for months. And now we have learned that Syracuse Police will no longer have a cold case unit. I spoke with a mother who's upset about this, and also with the deputy chief of the Syracuse Police Department about why this is happening. Take a listening.
I just feel like they're not doing their job. I feel like maybe because his last name is Bloodworth, that they're just not, they don't care. Like, that's just another Black person gone from our community, which shouldn't be like that.
Do you think it's a disservice to the city of Syracuse and taxpayers, the fact that there won't be a cold case unit in the biggest city in central New York?
Anytime that we have to scale down services, it's going to be frustrating for a lot of people. And frankly, it'll be frustrating. It's frustrating for officers.
People have to remember that the cold case unit was comprised of several detectives that all they did was work on these cases. We're frustrated too that our staffing issues are as down as they are. We've been talking about that for a while, especially as many positions as we're down. People are seeing frustrations with homicide investigations, waiting too long for call response times. We understand. We're in the process on working on that. But to get back to your question on the cold case unit, this is a temporary measure to try to combat these staffing measures. So what people have to know is that these cases have now been spread out amongst all the detectives to work on. So they are still getting looked at. At the end of the day, these homicide detectives take these cases very personally. They want to definitely see these things get solved. We want to bring that unit back as quick as we can. Again, we have Academy coming up in February, hopefully get our staffing levels up. It's something that we want to definitely try to bring that unit back. So no, the cases are still getting looked at. It's just not that dedicated couple detectives. That's all they do.
And now it's time for your tip of the week.
Okay, so every week, we try to prevent people from being the victim of a crime. So this one may not it's pretty innocent. You don't think you're doing anything wrong, but it's that act of running your vehicle in your driveway to warm it up in the morning. Understand that the vehicle's cold. Nobody wants to get into a cold car, but it's so simple to steal your vehicle because you go back into your house, people can see your lights are running, they see the exhaust coming out of the vehicle, so people know it's running. Most of the time, people aren't able to lock their car doors, so it just makes it a quick and easy opportunity for a thief who's probably cold themselves to hop in your vehicle, take off, and steal your car. So if you think that getting into a cold car would make your day miserable, imagine your vehicle being stolen, and then you're having troubles getting to work, you have to recover it. There's all sorts of problems. So if you don't have a remote car starter, you really should just sit in the vehicle and let it warm up. That's our best advice if you don't want to see your vehicle get stolen out of your vehicle.
Well, thank you for that advice this morning. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to utilize it.
Hopefully. Thank you.